Alright, so, welcome back to another Patreon request, and this one comes from Bill McLaughlin, who asked me to do a, Faction War video. If you don't know what Faction Wars is where I basically take two factions and talk about what would it be like if they fought. And today we're going to have a Warhammer Fantasy Warhammer 40k fight. We are having an in-house fight here on this video. Having the boys, you know, the orcs, going having a good crump with them ratfinks, the Skaven. So what would it be like if the Skaven and the Orks fought? Now you may be thinking this is kind of a one-sided, because the Orks have ships, they have bigger guns, they have all of that. But the Skaven might surprise you. Even I thought, well, the Orks may like have the edge here, but then I thought like, oh, the Skaven might actually be like a bigger threat. Let's actually talk about why I think the Skaven could actually put up a fight against the Orks. If the Orks and Skaven got into a fight, you may be thinking the Orks crushed them. Not necessarily. Skaven are... I've never seen a species be so incredibly dumb but so smart at the same time. That's something they have over the Orks. The Orks just love to fight. The Skaven love to conquer. Furthermore, the technology they have may give them some edge. The warp stones they use with the rattling guns, their cannons, everything, they are one of the most technologically advanced races. I think people kind of sleep on the fact that these guys are essentially using almost World War I technology in a medieval setting. And the only other race that's that technologically advanced as them are the Empire of Man and the Dwarves. That's really it. But the thing is, the Skaven have something that no race has in the world of the old world, and that is numbers. They can breed exponentially. These guys also are willing to like study other aliens, other races' technology. So I imagine if there was a war between the Orks and the Skaven, there would be times where the Skaven would like go in and like steal orc weaponry and apply it to their own. It may blow up and kill hundreds of Skaven, but at the same time, that doesn't really bother them. It's not really a numbers game so much as is yes, enemies dead, enemies rivals dead. Yes, more Skaven numbers mean big boom boom. That's my best Skaven I got. Could you just imagine the banter between Skaven and Orks? And the other... Oh, by the way, before I go into further, they have knowledge of fighting Orks. The Orks of their world. They've fought them before, and goblins. So they do have not... Like, they'll think these are just like the greenskins on our world. But then they'll see, like, these are bigger, they have guns, and some of them are... Like, the bigger they get, the smarter they get, too. I think the Skaven also learn, they would also study their opponent. Like, they would learn over time, oh, we kill big giant one, they all scatter, yes! So I imagine Clan Eshin is going to be working overtime to try to assassinate certain war bosses. And God help us if Gazgathol gets involved in all this. So, the Skaven would have to learn, would learn pretty quick to, adapt to fighting beings with slightly better technology than they have. And Skaven numbers are numerous, but so are orcs. You got, when you kill an orc or drive an orc off a planet, you gotta burn the bodies quickly afterward, or you're just never getting rid of them. They're just sentient mushrooms, and they love to fight. So, the orcs... Also, the longer this fight drags out, the bigger and smarter the Orks get. So they'll be fighting them ratfinks. I think that's what they would legit call them, ratfinks. And probably also, the Skaven eat their own, but the Orks would probably see them as a delicacy. Like, I could just imagine Orks going, looks like rats back on the menu, boys. Yeah. Now, the other thing is that the Skaven don't have space travel. But the Orks probably aren't going to use their ships to, they hardly use their ship. They only use their ships for ship-to-ship combat, though I imagine they'll probably think it's funny to, like, shoot them from some orbital bombardment wouldn't hurt, even if it does kill a few of their boys. So, but the thing, here's another thing. It's also, this war may come to a war of attrition. And I'd like to point out one thing that this kind of war would remind me of, is that this reminds me of the Octarian War, where the Orks fought the Tyranids in like almost a standstill. Well, the problem was, even though the Ork Wogs were getting bigger and stronger, they were getting bored. Like, they just got bored and left by the end of it. But having said that, the Skaven have they could just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Skaven are nothing if not patient. So if the war just continues, and they have the numbers to keep throwing at them, the Orks are just going to get bored and leave. Like, they're just going to get bored and leave, and the Skaven will just see it as a victory. But that depends on if the Orks are, if the Orks just keep getting bigger and stronger, the Skaven are just going to have to, like, fight them all, throw everything they have to keep the, war fighting, going. This is kind of a tough one, I'm going to be honest, but honestly, I am going to give this to the Orks. While I love the Skaven, I don't see them, like, really... They do have numbers, they do have technology that could evolve, but the problem is, killing Orks is really fucking hard. And also, the longer this fight's gonna drag out, the Skaven are gonna realize, oh shit, they're getting bigger, they're getting smarter, and they really like to eat us. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one to the Skaven. So once again, I'd like to thank... but you guys tell me in the comments below, who do you think would win in this all-out war? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'd like to thank Bill McLaughlin for this Patreon request, and like I said, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.